Hello. Hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I am back for another little session. It is a 3-day weekend here, so I figured might as well chronicle my work. And today I'm going to continue. This is from my Sketch to Metaverse series. This will probably be both a Metaverse and a NFT drop. So join me here if you want to watch my creation process from my sketches, paper and pencil sketches, and then actually go from paper pencil to either directly to Blender or to right now it's in Blender. I'll show you guys the little sketch that I'm going to bringing in, and I build out in places like Hyperfy, Decentraland, and Momoverse. So if you enjoy that, today's stream will be diving into, and my past from Sketch to Metaverse has been showcasing different tools like Gravity Sketch. Um, I'll probably maybe showcase one day Magic of Voxels, which is really cool, but for today I'll probably stick to Illustrator and Blender. So yeah, sit back, enjoy, and if you want to work along with me, it's not a tutorial, it's more like behind the scenes of creation of this. And yeah, let's dive on in. I'm going to check real quick to see if the audio is actually playing, or if there's anybody listening here in the audience. Um, Feel free to type something in the chat. Let me see if, oh, it's showing that it's live. Let me check. Excuse me for my sniffling. Chat rate 1. Oh, there's somebody actually wrote something in the chat. Howdy. I guess that's me. So, yeah, let's dive on in. So, from last time, I was showcasing. Let me actually open real quick to show you. This is. I'll just save this and open up the other one. This is the one that we were diving into during our last live stream, and this is was showcasing the optimism drop that I just did, and I'm kind of adding to it and building it out further, maybe to do another different type of drop with these guys, but this guy maybe part continuation of pivot points. They'll be called pivot point guardians. So let me check my audio again. Hopefully it's still working. And sorry in advance for my sniffling getting over a cold. So let's back into that other file. Actually, let's open up Illustrator to show you guys where I'm getting actually, let me open this guy back up. Okay, so this is actually an SVG that I imported into Blender, and then I'll show you guys how I'm going to extrude it to kind of look like this. And what I did is I believe I joined this guy, so I was trying to showcase this cool, easy way to extrude, and because I believe I joined it, it changed it. So right now, all of these guys are, see, I think they're all right there. Yeah. See, I've been trying to be nicer to myself, and then this is going to be called, I'm going to rename it DMT Bird New. I'm really bad at naming conventions, but don't recommend you doing right what I do. So I'm trying to name them something different. So, okay, let me see. I wish I knew how to manage this a little bit better within OBS. It's showing it's streaming still, so that's okay. Cool. So here is the guy that I brought in. I'll just show you guys how the Illustrator file that I took it from. So usually what I do is I take, here, so I'll bring this guy over here. This is a design that I've been working on. It's from a painting I did a long time ago, and I wanted to digitize it and bring it in. So this is me been playing in here for a long time. So you can tell all of these little elements have been brought in, have been created separately. What I want to do today is actually bring in this little water section. I still haven't done the rest of it, but I think I'm going to do it in chunks, kind of recreate it and create like a world around it. So the first thing you want to do is I have this Illustrator file, make sure all the parts that I want are unlocked. And then I'm going to go File, Export, Export As, choose SVG, click Export. I'm going to name it something else, obviously. I'll put this can be water. because it is the water part. And then these are settings that I found from this other YouTube video that I watched how to do it, and I'm just going to use those settings. And let's bring this guy, let me move this guy back over here. And actually, let me see if I can actually, I'm going to tweet that I'm actually live streaming right now. So if any of you guys are watching, let me go to your channel. Maybe I'll have some feedback. Um, go to your channel. Maybe I'll have some. There you go. We probably heard that. uh, live streaming right now in Blender. Come watch. So there you go. I just posted it. Who knows if anybody will see that. I have a few, not many followers, but you know, it's always fun. But what I wanted these sessions to be about is kind of so you guys can learn the process and kind of hopefully get inspired and start creating yourself, or if you just enjoy seeing some behind the scenes of work, then this is the place for you. Okay, so I'm gonna now import that exported SVG. So I'm gonna import SVG, and now I have to find that file wherever I put it. Try to be nice to yourself and put things in a place where you can actually find it later. I'm going to, I believe I put it here. There it is. Okay, so one thing I did is I actually imported the whole thing again, which is fine. So it created a new, it sees it, you can see it right here. I'm going to turn this guy off right there. And you can see I actually had a lot more selected than I meant to. For now, you can see I have the bird guy over here and this over here. So I'll maybe, let me select some of this stuff because I kind of want the water to be separate. Let's zoom in a little bit, and then it'll get a lot more fun once you understand what I'm trying to do. Let's move it over here. Here's this little random piece, and I'll probably I'm gonna move the water into its own section. So I'm gonna create a new collection. Let's call this water. It's the first time I've imported the water part, but I think it'll be fun to see what it looks like. Let me select all the water. Oh my goodness, there's so much. Yeah, there's a lot of sections in here. Way too many. You know what I'm going to do real quick is actually go back to Illustrator and do something a little bit different. I'm going to see, it's strange because the other parts really shouldn't have exported. That's the weird part. I'm going to actually create a new file. Okay, there we go. So I'm just bringing these into here. I'm going to save that puppy. And bring it into, just bring it separate. So it doesn't bring everything separate. I want everything already. Let's call this water. Okay. Okay. So now I'll do the same process I did before. So I want to export this as the SVG. Water only. See, I told you my naming conventions are pretty bad. Okay. Now when I import, it'll just be, let's see. I'll move this guy over here. File, import, SVG, water only. Okay, there, it did what I wanted it to do. Okay, so since a lot of these elements we're going to be playing around and then I'm going to eventually bring them to the other one. So as you can see, when it first gets brought in, it's kind of tiny. So I'm going to scale it up a little bit since I'm going to bring it into that other dock anyway. So see right now it is water only SVG. It's already in that folder, makes it a little bit easier. So one of the things you can do, which is what I wanted to do, so now and it'll extrude. Which I don't know if I want to extrude it all at once, but I'm going to bring this guy down. I'm going to do a little bit of separation first. So a lot of these are kind of like they right on top of each other, but I want to have kind of like a cool, so you can see I have like little sections. They're kind of like all on one plane, right? You can kind of separate them, and then I'll play around with extrusion, which is when it gets kind of fun to see what kind of weird effect we can do with it. So it's just like I'm just creating fun design elements that then I can mess with in the final format and then bring it into somewhere like Hyperfire to see what it looks like. And that's what we'll probably do today. So I'm gonna set. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Okay. So okay, in a second you'll understand what I'm doing. It's just I kind of like to separate it a little bit first, since they are at first just right on top of each other. Da, da, da. If any of you guys are watching, you guys can tell me what you're working on today or what kind of stuff you'd like to see. So again, this is more like a join me and hopefully you can be building alongside with me. Okay, so now the fun part starts. Now I want to select them all, and if you hit Alt and under extrude, so now look, you can extrude them. Hoo-hoo, give them that cool little 3D feel. So this is where it can get cool and you can start like playing with almost that 2D, 3D kind of looking thing. Okay, so one thing I want to do first is actually rotate all of this. Rotate Z 90. That's not what I wanted. Rotate. Do that. Let's see. Okay, it's the. There we go. Okay, rotate the Z 90. No. There we go. Okay, and then I'll rotate it along this here, and maybe go right here. And again, I'm just playing around with these elements that I brought in. Trying to play around with different effects and see if this is gonna do what I want it to do. Um, I was messing with it. It worked the other day, but it's not wanting to do what I want it to do. I wanted to do the let's see. I wanted to go to glass and bring down the roughness. Ooh, I think it might be doing it. Let's see. I did it successfully in, I think it was in the other guy. I'm just trying to mess around with what the surface looks like on this. Hmm. It's not doing what I want it to do. Let me do this guy. I'm going to create a new material. Set it to... Oh, you know what it might be? Because I haven't converted it to what I want. Yeah, I think that's the main problem. Okay, I was actually working on this guy. Should work over here. Let's see if this is gonna... Let's see if this will let me do what I want it. Mm, mm, not really. No, I guess I'll have to play with it another time. Oh, maybe, yeah, within here. There we go. Okay. I was wondering why it wasn't working. So, started playing around. So you can see here it was shading. Let's go back here, and you can mess with the colors, kind of make it like cool and glassy looking, which is pretty cool. Just curious what would happen exporting that. If you increase the roughness or decrease it, makes it more either more shiny or less shiny. But it's kind of fun just to mess with it and see what kind of effects you can get. Let's go back to modeling and tab. I think I have to go into here. To cycles for like the glassy. As you can see, you can kind of see through it there. The cycles tends to kill my computer. I'm gonna get the hell out of there because last time it started crashing everything. Let's go back here. Maybe mix it back to that red. We can go back into shading. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna actually just to do a quick test. Oh, you can see down here, look, the waters. Look, the material is there. Get that blue. I want to see all of these. Actually, let's go back here. I'm gonna, actually I'll name this one. So, blue glass. The main thing I like to do is just mess in here and see what kind of weird effects I can do. And then kind of like let it see where it takes me. Let's go to see if it has blue. There we go. Okay. So now, since these are semi 3D, it's actually kind of fun. Let's go back into modeling. Actually, I need some cool lights. Let me add some lights. Get out of edit mode. Add some, add a little light. Because lights are where it gets cool. Let's add some mood lights. Especially with like the glass. Let's see how that looks. Oh, there's the... Okay. Let's go back down here. I'm gonna export this puppy as a GLB. Let's bring it into actually I want a little more like kind of like weird extrusion. No, not like that. Here. See, it's kind of curved. It's not what I wanted. Okay, we go here. Let's go a little rotate, make it straighter. Okay. me grab this guy and move it over a little bit. So again, I'm just experimenting, and I'm gonna bring this into Hyperfy, and let's pull maybe some of these element highlights out a little more. I'm thinking this could be almost like a weird obstacle course thing too. Could mess with like the way these parts are on it like that. The way it looks. Okay, let's see. The only way to know is just export and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna export it, put it into new folder, exports, and I'm gonna save it and call it, make sure to select just selected objects, and I'm gonna call it water. Let's see if I don't crash my computer doing this though, because if I open up um, Hyperfy, that's where it gets things to crash. Let me close a bunch of windows. Close, 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 close. Hyperfy. And I'll show you guys in a second. Just gonna wait till see if the world is loading. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but I'm gonna bring it into my little play world here and let it load up. So in the meantime, as you can see, I did the same thing for this guy. Okay, here I'm in the world. Here's the world. Let me here's my little guy. Let's go up here. Oh, look, I was underneath the water and didn't even realize it. Look. Heh. Okay. Tab. Let's see what I was doing. Go back up a little bit and bring the water down. That was funny. Landing in water. Okay, so now what I want to do is do a little test. It's a little fun castle. I'm gonna find my file. Let me bring this guy over here. Oh, bring this back up. Let's open up and see. Let me grab that GLB and see what it looks like. So what I did is I exported just selected items. I just want to check it out and see. I'm gonna just drag in my water GLB, see what happens. Okay, so interesting. So I don't think the glass worked in there much, but looks pretty cool. Let's see. Let's make it really big. Woo! So here's where water, water element. For some reason, this mesh that I created on here. Let's move this guy over here. So we can kind of do the fun thing I was trying to see what might be interesting. So I think so you can create. Think if I extruded some of this, so now I'm walking around in my water. So it's almost like that water element now became almost like it could be like a hidden little bunker. Let's see. Hmm. I would probably animate these or something like water, like those old movies where the water kind of like flows. Hmm. Interesting. So, okay, right now I was just, for anybody who's watching, I was just playing around here with some elements within Blender, bringing them into Hyperfy. So all of this was taken from this little sketch that I'm working on. So I want to build this out. The idea is to animate all this, and this will hopefully eventually be part of a new drop. So this is that creature that I brought in earlier, and I want to bring him. This guy I've already brought into that other file that I was showing. Maybe we can see how this whole thing looks in Hyperfly. Let me close some of these windows up. Let's bring that whole bird in. Okay, let's turn a lot of this stuff off. And I'm gonna maybe let's bring this guy in right here. So I'll do the same process. I'm gonna export it. Call this guy bird, and I'm gonna you want to make sure not bird like export this guy included only the select items export. So I will bring this guy on into Hyperfy as well. So here's my Hyperfy. I just gotta find my world. Here's bird. Let's drag on in. There he is. So you can see some of the glass element it doesn't like. So, but you can see the Mr. Bird is in here. I'm gonna make him big. Bring him down so you guys can check him out. Let's change the background. I want it to be dark. Let's change the sky to night. Mm, dusk, sundown. It's kind of cool, but it makes everything so blue. Do cloudy. Whoa, that's really bright. Um, I'll just keep it at day one. I don't even know what it was now. Okay, I'll keep it at. There we go. And I just keep it dark. Do, do, do. Go back here. He looks really bright, but still kind of cool to see how he would look like in here. So, if he was part of that Guardians build, so right now I don't have any collisions on, so you can go straight through him. I'll move this guy over here. So we had one viewer earlier. Thanks for watching. So let's do some extrusion of our little SVG. Where is he? There we go. Okay, just like we were doing before. So, for this part, I'm gonna grab all of it, rotate 90. Actually, first, I will do the, and then do the rotate 90 Z. we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Rotate 90x. That's what I wanted. Okay. Bring him here to the center. So I'm going to save this guy. Now I'm going to start the extrusion. So let me open this panel up right here. And I'm going to, if you go into that mode, under geometry, then you can kind of mess with the extrusion. So all of this, that's the fun part when you can start messing around with colors and for this part you can, if you shift click multiple parts, shift click these and you hit alt, then you go to this geometry part, you can extrude multiple ones at the same time. I'm gonna move this guy. Move this back. And move these guys back as well. And you can start kind of having fun with alt, extrude multiples, how you like these laid out. I'll probably work my way through all of it this time before joining it, which is what I did, kind of messed up the other one. So let's open up the past one that we were working on the other day. So this is where those birds were brought in, the last one. So the idea is, see how these aren't fully extruded. So I'll probably bring in like multiple levels of them into here, and then maybe have portions of this animated and things like that. And let's see what happens if I just gonna grab a ton of these right now. I'm gonna export this whole thing. See what happens. See what happens in Hyperfy. I'll probably break something. I usually break something. Export. Okay. Save this guy. And drag this whole thing in here. I don't know, it didn't work. Don't think it actually worked, or maybe it did, but let's see. Oh, there it is. Oh, cool. Got a big chunk of it. Look, it exported chunks of it, but not the little art graphic panels. But all of these guys came in. That looks kind of cool. Scale it up. So all of these, like these could be like a broken up weird obstacle course now too. Let's see if it'll actually save it. And let's check our that's a lot of polys. Look at that. 98,000 triangles. This is by no means a low poly build right now, but again, I'm just messing around, seeing what I can do. Here's my little guy. But the fun thing is now you can invite people in to this world to come. So if anybody who was here in the audience, I could actually at this point, since I could go into my world. This one's actually not a public one. Oh no, I think I crashed it. Uh-oh, see, nothing's here. Something happened. Well, looks like I crashed it. But I'm surprised it lasted that long. I'll close this up, go back in here. So what I'm probably gonna have to do, since these are just the graphics, I'll have to put it onto actual mesh and play around with the shading and all that fun stuff to actually be able to render it properly, which I had issues with before. I just usually like to work fast, and then I'm not necessarily working in the best way possible, but I just like to have fun. So I hope if you guys watch this, you enjoy my crazy process. Oh, I do have a little friend that I wanted to bring in. So since this one is Guardians, I haven't brought in his little Guardian friend. Let's bring that guy in. Okay, let's see. Let's see if let's bring this guy. He's kind of far away. No, I don't want him there. Come on, this way. Okay, let me rotate him. Oh, he's upside down right now. I think he's being camera shy. Okay, there he is. He's not wanting to rotate, so we could probably bring him in next time. Normally you can rotate in here. Well, I'll be bringing him in next time. Let's see, where did I go? Now I lost everything. Oh, there. There we go. I think I did something weird. Most likely. I don't know what I did. I think I'm on the back side of this now. There we go. I don't know what was going on there. Let me see if I can start bringing the Guardian guy again and see what happens. Oh, it's not letting me scale him. Well, I'll have to mess with him again next time. But I can show he'll probably be another bird friend since he's at the beginning of the Guardians. They'll have other Guardian friends. So the whole plan was for this guy to be part of the Guardians. So I'll probably start with, just like I did the other one, start with making him, I want to animate all the different components. So I'll probably start with bringing him into Illustrator and vectorizing all of the components as separate elements first, and then bring him in. So that was the little guardian friend that will be brought in. So I think that's good for today. Um, Almost done. I'll wait till the 40-minute mark. But I want to do these little sessions. It's fun to at least have a session maybe once or twice a week just to kind of go over some of the stuff I've been working on. Kind of get you, instead of just scrolling and learning, I do watch a lot of YouTube videos to learn about cool stuff. But it's fun to come in here and kind of keep planning and building. So my next thing is to build out that little friend guy, bird friend guy, and add him to the continuation of the Pippin Point Guardian. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It's more like me rambling, but if you, I'll probably keep streaming next weekend if I get a chance, and hope you enjoy my little going down the little rabbit hole of what I'm working on. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.